Namaskar. Welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Hirlekar's Homeopathy. Myself Dr. Shriram Hirlekar. I am a homeopathic consultant practicing since 22 years in Vengurla. I have completed my homeopathic degree education from the then Vengurla Homeopathic Medical College, and 15 years back, I have completed postgraduate diploma in psychological counseling. Recently, I have completed a diploma in child psychology. I am working as mental health coach since last 10 years. Now, I have brought videos for you to simplify the concepts in psychology. So guys, please like these videos if you really feel it useful, and share with your friends also. Now we are going to see emotions and their origin in brain. Emotions are originated in different areas of brain or different areas of nervous system. Originates emotions and controls emotions. Let's see. Emotions, it is a kind of psychophysiological phenomenon. It is multifaceted form of behavior. It involves two things. First, somatic reactions, bodily reactions like smiling, laughing, crying, screaming, running in fight, etc. And another type is autonomic responses like pallor of face, fainting, decrease or increase of heart rate, etc. If we have to define emotion exactly, we may define like this. Emotion is a complex state of feeling that results in physical and psychological changes that influence thought and behavior. Now we are going to see our today's topic, emotions, origin in brain. Here we are going to learn different areas of brain where emotions are originated and controlled. Different parts of brain, how they react when we are in different emotional states. Emotions. It is a kind of psychophysiological phenomena. It is a multifaceted form of behavior which involves two things. Somatic reactions like smiling, laughing, crying, screaming, running in fright, etc. And autonomic responses like pallor of face, fainting, decrease or increase of the heart rate, etc. If we have to define emotion, we may define emotion like this. Emotion is a complex state of feeling that results in physical and psychological changes that influence our thought and behavior. Emotion, any emotion, has got four aspects. First is cognition. It is such faculty which determines what emotion in kind and degree is appropriate to a given situation. For this, the situation must be perceived in relation to past experience and accordingly evaluated before emotion occurs. So first we understand the situation happening in front of us, and then our emotions are expressed. So second point is expression. These emotions are expressed outwardly in the form of bodily and autonomic activities like facial expressions, lacrimation, vocalization, flushing, or paling of the face, laughing, fighting, or run away, that is flight. Emotions are also expressed internally as in the form of visceral and vascular changes by the activities of autonomous nervous system. So we find trembling, we get sweating, we get rush of blood to the face, etc. Third point is expression. It is the subjective aspect of emotion. Psychologists divide the experience into two categories by affect, such as pleasant or unpleasant. If the experience is pleasant, we feel happy about it and we would like to experience the same thing again and again. But if the expression and experience is unpleasant, we will try to avoid it. And fourth is excitement. It is nothing but an experience or expression of emotion which may be delight or distress. Again, it is pleasant or unpleasant. Besides this, emotion may be classified into three categories: pleasure, fear, and anger. Fear and anger are disquieting reactions, and they involve tension and disturbances of the organism's responses, both internally and externally. Fear is a flight or fight reaction, while anger is a fight reaction. But pleasure is a quieting or calming reaction. It is practically a relief from fear and anger. So when we talk about fight or flight response, these are the physical indications. When we are in this state, we see the pupils are dilated. Face will be either pale due to fear, or if we are angry, then it is flushed. Trembling of hands and legs. Heart rate and respiratory rate will be increasing. Then we will see some behavioral changes in emotional state. In emotion, there are different types of behavioral changes. Such changes are somatic reactions, which include smiling, laughing, crying, screaming, running in fright, startled responses to sudden loud sounds, and other various facial expressions of distress and delight. This is not only found in human beings, but it is also found in animals too. In animals, such somatic reactions are snarling, purring, yelping, tail wagging, baring of fangs, hissing, and other types of facial and bodily reactions. You can see when the cat is frightened, it increases the size of tail. Or if the snake is frightened, it starts giving hissing sounds. In animal and in human beings, emotional outbursts are always associated with a variety of autonomic responses. During pallor of fear, blood may tend to leave the head. Increase or decrease in the blood pressure and heart rate. Fainting may be associated with circulatory changes. Glandular secretions may be decreased or increased, resulting changes in cellular metabolism. So in this figure, you will find effects due to parasympathetic nervous system and effects due to sympathetic nervous system. When parasympathetic nervous system is activated, pupils get contracted. But when sympathetic nervous system is stimulated, pupils get dilated. Similarly, stimulation of saliva or inhibition of saliva, heart rate decreases or heart rate increases. Lungs get constricted, airways get constricted, or airways get relaxed. Digestive activity is stimulated or digestive activity is inhibited. Gallbladder activity is stimulated or inhibited. Similarly, intestinal activities and contraction or relaxation of urinary bladder. So you will find when there is tremendous fear, sometimes people pass urine too. That is completely involuntary. During emotional outburst, there is activation of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. In fear, motor activities of bladder and rectum are increased, and these activities are under control of parasympathetic nervous system. So you will find in some cases diarrhea due to fear, and there are medicines available in homeopathy for this. The best example of medicine is gelsemium, which has fear of examination or fear of bad news, and from that bad news, gelsemium patient gets diarrhea, rushes to the toilet. Crying is under the control of parasympathetic. In emotional disturbances, there are often changes in respiratory rate and also profound vasodilatation, which leads to perspiration. Some people, when they get hurt emotionally, start crying easily. Even though they don't wish to cry, they start crying because it is under control of parasympathetic nervous system. Cardiac abnormality leading to death may be associated with emotional stress. So if the emotional stress is too much, there can be heart diseases and sudden cardiac arrest, also possible with tremendous stress. These effects are precipitated due to autonomic unbalance. So you might have seen there may be sudden death after bad news like crash in the share market get crashed, or we have heard the news that persons died when they heard the news of their football team lost the match. Now we have to see different areas of brain where these emotions are located. First is hypothalamus. We collectively call this system as limbic system. Hypothalamus is often considered as seat of emotion, though this term is misleading. But hypothalamus is the principal center in which various components of emotional reactions are organized into definite pattern. It is the focal point for emotional expression, as by stimulation of the hypothalamus shows different emotional reactions. So definitely emotions are connected to hypothalamus. There are evidences that hypothalamus is responsible for elaboration and execution of complex reactions. Characteristics of anger or rage. This type of rage is excessive in animal having no amygdaloid complex, because amygdaloid complex controls the rage. Then thalamus. It has been observed directly and indirectly that thalamus is also concerned with different emotional reactions and emotional experiences as well. Thalamus processes sensory information like hearing, taste, sight, and touch. And it helps with memory, especially storage of memory, planning, and emotions. So along with all these, emotions are also a part of function of thalamus. Different areas of thalamus which are involved with emotion are anterior nuclei, dorsomedial nucleus, and posteroventral nucleus. Now this structure of the brain is talked much, amygdaloid complex. It is a paired almond-shaped structure deep within the brain called as amygdala. The amygdala integrates emotions, emotional behavior, and motivation as well. The basic and very important function of amygdala is it interprets fear. It helps to distinguish friends from enemies and identifies social rewards and how to attain them. The amygdala is also important for a type of learning called as classical conditioning. When we will go for the topic learning, we will learn different types of learning, and one of the type is classical conditioning. The Russian scientist Ivan Pavlov was the first person who described this classical conditioning in evolved Pavlov's dog experiment. Insular cortex. This is the part of cerebrum, the insula in the temporal area. Insula is the source of disgust, a strong negative reaction to an unpleasant odor, for instance. The experience of disgust may protect you from ingesting poison or spoiled food. Studies using MRI have found that insula lights up with activity when someone feels or anticipates pain. So insula is also related to pain. Neuroscientists think the insula receives a status report about the body's physiological state and generates subjective feelings about it, thus linking internal states, feelings, and conscious actions. Another part of brain is called periaqueductal gray. It is located in the brainstem. It has also been implicated in pain perception along with insula. It contains receptors for pain-reducing compounds like morphine and oxycodone and can help quell activity in pain-sensing nerves. It might be part of the reason you can sometimes distract yourself from pain so you don't feel it as acutely. So when we are pain, we try to distract our attention and keep ourselves busy in something which we like the most. This is one of the way to distract ourselves from pain even without taking painkiller pills. The periaqueductal gray is also involved in defensive and reproductive behavior, maternal attachment, and anxiety too. Hippocampus. This hippocampus helps to preserve and retrieve memories. So storage of long-term memory and retrieval from this storage is possible because of hippocampus. It also helps us to understand spatial dimensions of our environment. Basal ganglia. Basal ganglia involve the process like emotions, motivations, and habits. They also affect how you learn and how you feel in response to things happening around you. So this area, basal ganglia, are very important. How we interact with our environment. That includes feeling good, that is reward, about something you do, or feeling need to avoid something. So we decide whether to go or not to go for something. Basal ganglia also may be involved in mood regulation. The amygdala generates fear when it is stimulated. This in turn stimulates the hypothalamus for fight or flight response. The hypothalamus then sends signals to the adrenal glands to produce hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which increase your heart rate and breathing rate. It dilates your pupils and give you pale and flushed skin. The amygdala also plays a role in fear learning, which is when you are conditioned to associate certain situations with feelings of fear. This is all about different areas of brain associated with emotions. Thank you. Hello guys. So how was this video for you? Please comment and tell us. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel for similar videos in future. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in comments. We will definitely answer each and every question asked by you. If you have any need of homeopathic treatment, we offer classical homeopathic treatment and counseling for different mental health problems. Please feel free to WhatsApp us or visit our website. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well. Thank you very much.